welcome to Labour Lens. I am Sharon Ijason. On this week edition, we'll be focusing on the activities of government towards ensuring more job opportunities for young people. We also have news stories for you. We'll be back.
At a press conference held in Lagos, the president of the Trade Union Congress, Festus Osifo, expressed concerns over the recent hike in petrol prices announced by the NNPC. The TUC is calling for a return to the June 2023 petrol price, citing the growing burden on Nigerians. Osifo highlighted three critical issues: availability, accessibility, and affordability of fuel, which he says are essential for energy security in the country.
The major challenge in that affordability today is actually the exchange rate. If the sector is fully deregulated and our exchange rate is 1,200 naira to $1, PMS today will be selling for below 700 naira. With the effect of Dangote coming on stream, even with 1,200. And all scholars cut across the nook and cranny of the world, they have said that our naira is undervalued. So this is why in April we started shouting, because we saw the danger that is coming. We started shouting that government must do everything possible to strengthen the naira. It is not just about the PMS. It is even much more than that.
The TUC also decried the ongoing fuel shortages, making it difficult for Nigerians to access the product at reasonable prices, bringing back the long queues at gas stations.
If government today makes a special intervention in that sector by giving effects to Dangote refinery at 1,200 naira to $1, PMS price today is going to crash much more below 700 naira to per liter of PMS. So the demand is that government should create a special FS scheme for that purpose. There is no government in the world that doesn't intervene in its critical sector. And the critical sector in this case is the energy sector. We shouldn't leave it to the vagrancies, to the seesaw of our naira. We shouldn't leave it to the vibration and the gyrations today that we are having regarding our naira. So when that special intervention is done, the PMS price will even go below.
On affordability, the TUC president linked the rising fuel prices to the declining value of the naira, urging the federal government to take steps to strengthen the currency.
As Nigeria grapples with unemployment, underemployment, and a lack of quality job opportunities, effective policy formulation and implementation must remain a national priority. Sharon Ijason, a senior labor correspondent with TVC News, set out to illuminate the complexities of the tripartite relationship amongst workers, employers, and other stakeholders.
Tripartism entails is that in taking critical decisions about workers, about world of work, you need the tripods to be on the table.
The national president of the Nigeria Labour Congress commended Sharon's commitment to ensuring a conducive workplace, but he also enjoined his colleagues to raise concerns about the hike in the pump price of petrol.
The increase has nothing to do with workers specific. It has to do with the whole country. Now, if I respond on what we are going to do now as a labor movement, would that translate to what Nigerians will do?
Sharon Ijason's book launch had in attendance dignitaries from all walks of life. TVC News Editor-in-Chief and Director of News, Stella Dean Jacob, was represented by the Bureau Chief for Abuja and Northern Operations.
It's kind of forward-looking to see how technology can also be brought to bear in smoothing that relationship between the employer, even government, and labor.
Minimum wage didn't come as a tea party. Workers actually fought. So many things that we enjoy now, health insurance, and so many things were things that previous labor leaders fought for. What is the structure to ensure that we, the younger workers, our rights are being protected?
Sharon Ijason's published book, The Tripartite, comprises 6 chapters addressing critical issues such as international diplomacy, African labor dynamics, and the roles of Nigeria's trade union.
In many parts of the world, teachers are too few, classrooms are too crowded, and teachers are overworked, demotivated, and unsupported. But the theme for this year is valuing teachers' voices towards a new social contract for education, has highlighted the pivotal role teachers play in shaping the future by nurturing students and driving educational progress. This foundation is now taking it a step further to educate teachers on how to effectively contribute to the education sector by self-development and various teaching skills.
It's important that teachers present themselves as leaders. As much as they are educators, we know that children look at their teachers as mentors. I always say that teachers are mentors, which is why they must always set the pace. So for us, like I said at Regalo, leadership is very important to us. It's there to us, and it's not just being enough that you're a leader. You need to be an empathetic leader.
Children are coming from different backgrounds, students are coming from different backgrounds, and how you relate with them is dependent on how they. Coming down to a low-income school or a low-income setting, you must first maybe in that community they don't even understand English, say for example. So you must be able to get maybe someone who can interpret, just use the little things that the students can identify or things that they can resonate with to be able to pass across your message while teaching.
And you want to get people's opinion. Some of the major challenges are poor salary structure for teachers and lack of digital literacy, which these keynote speakers say should be reevaluated.
Let's go to the root cause. What is making our learners not to learn the right things? It's sad, and it's the reality that teachers are earning below 15,000, 10,000, and you expect them to work every day of the week. And these, the quality of the teacher you have will determine the quality of the learner eventually.
You ask a child today, do you want to teach? The child will say no. Why? Maybe they won't even give you a reason. They'll just tell you they don't like teaching because teachers are not recognized now.
And that is the United States. This may also set a benchmark regarding the rights and responsibilities of teachers, further education and learning conditions.
It's another time for senior citizens to celebrate themselves, highlight their success stories and challenges as they forge ahead, hopeful for a better life. The National Union of Pensioners makes this year's celebration low-key, in line with the mood of the nation. The unresolved economic hardship in Nigeria and its traumatic effects on the lives of Nigerian pensioners and other older persons is the theme for the 2024 celebration. The union says its members have become more vulnerable to old age-associated illnesses.
We hereby urge the federal government to always translate its promises to pensioners and older persons to reality. And of course, the promised wage award and other palliative packages.
It is more concerned that most of the children of its members who have acquired education don't get jobs that will give them the opportunity to care for aged parents and guardians. NUP calls on the government to look the way of its members for palliatives as it seeks inclusion in the process.
We wish to suggest to the federal government that for any approved palliatives to get to our members across board, it should consider partnering with the Pensioners Union.
The senior citizens are grateful to the Bola Tinubu's government for prompt payment of pensions and pension increase arising from the recent National Minimum Wage Act.
I wish to use this occasion to express our sincere, heartfelt appreciation to the federal government for their gallant and unprecedented approval and the release of circular of the 5-yearly pension review.
Top on the list of their challenges are the non-harmonization of pension, pitiable plight of pensioners under the contributory pension scheme, rising unemployment, and the non-payment of the outstanding balance of 33 billion naira to the retired Nigeria Airways workers.
The fact is that maybe in some few years to come, it will probably be impossible for anybody to live on this planet Earth without going digital. Now, for us in the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development, people have considered the process of getting building planning permits as a bit cumbersome. Now, of course, we also have to react to the current trend in the world. Now, very soon, we're going to have a process whereby you don't necessarily need to come to any particular office before you secure your planning permit. Drawings could be generated electronically by your consultants under your approval, and is forwarded to the ministry, and approvals are given. But again, we really have to position ourselves. Most of our schools really need to change.
I think it's very important, especially in our own country right now with rising cost of fuel, rising cost of transport, hybrid working, remote working, embracing technology. Yeah, I think it's important so people can save their money rather than spend money on fuel, just spend money on the internet and work from home. Yeah. So if we can, whatever can be done remotely, I think should be done remotely.
The work now is how to make remote work even more effective, and how to supervise those who do remote work and ensure that the organization is not losing because a large percentage of the workers are working from home. In Nigeria, you see that the cost of transportation, the increasing price of fuel has also influenced remote work. We were just getting out of the COVID restrictions and the culture of remote work that it created. But then in Nigeria, the increasing price of fuel and the fact that many workers, many employers rather, and many organizations cannot cope with the attendant effect of what that will do to their pays.
On the Profile Interview segments this week, I'll be speaking with the Director General of the National Directorate of Employment, His Excellency Silas Agara. It brings us up to speed on what government activities are towards ensuring that we have more youth engaged, and also ensuring that people living with physical disabilities are engaged appropriately. It's good to have you on the program, and congratulations on your appointment as the National Directorate of Employment Director General.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Your Excellency, sir. So, how's it been being the Director General of NDE? What's been the feedback? What should Nigerians, workers, be it employed or unemployed persons, what should they be expecting from the Directorate?
Well, for me, it's a different ball game altogether, coming from an end to a different end. But in this life, you address all we face all challenges and try to see how we can navigate around it to get results. Coming to NDE, I don't have my goal is to deliver, and to deliver on the President's campaign promises to Nigerian youth, not for a personal agenda, but an agenda that is more accommodating to Nigerian youth. Vis-a-vis key into the renewed hope of Mr. President. And I believe that the renewal of Mr. President is all encompassing, that we'll be able to address the challenges that we're going through. ND is an agency that was created to create employment opportunities for the young men out there, given the act establishing the agency. So we're working within that framework to see what we can do to put smiles on the faces of youth out there.
Talking about unemployment, it's not just a Nigerian thing or an African thing. It's a global challenge that the world is faced with. But if you want to localize it back here in Nigeria, is there a roadmap towards ensuring that more jobs are created? Or is there any other strategy in place to improve the lives of people that might fall into that category? Because most people that fall into this category are young people.
Very correct. Without a roadmap, you will just be working aimlessly, without direction. Of course, they had a roadmap here when I came, but we need to dust and to see how that roadmap will fit into the modern day trend, because this was roadmap that was developed a long time ago. To hit the ground running, I will have to work on two aspects: to get a short-term plan, to get a long-term plan. And the short-term plan we're looking at, not really a short-term, but immediate plan. Because when you say short-term, you're looking at something within a year. But looking at, well, trying to work on something more immediate that will enable us to hit the ground running. That, let's say, a 6 month program. And that we've come up with a 6-month program. I assume office in July, and hopefully in the next few days we'll be launching a program within the 6-month time frame that we have set out for ourselves. And we're working with other international donor agencies to develop a long-time program. The committee will start meeting hopefully in December to come up with a long-term program. And that long-term program will start when our immediate 6-month program will terminate. And probably we'll be able to execute a long-term program that will address most of the challenges of the youth. For the immediate term program, which is just 6 months, we are hoping that in the next few days, like I said, we'll roll out a program that will address probably over a 90,000 youth scheme that will be addressing, training scheme for over 90,000 youth. We are looking at a minimum of 1010 per ward, the 8,809 electoral wards that we have nationwide.
All right, from our conversation, it's obvious that you have special interest in inclusivity, which is top-notch because that's global best practice. However, looking at the fact that we need to empower more women in whatever project that is done by any stakeholder, what more do you think, what is the uniqueness of this program towards reaching this certain target audience?
Well, the uniqueness of this program is the way we have, from the way we've designed the program. And it's going to be different from what ND was doing. A bit different. We're looking at, just like you said, global trend now is inclusivity, which will have built into the program, targeting at the women, especially those in the rural areas, because we need to reach out to those in the rural area. We're looking at how, for some states, we might be building, go to the market and look at what we can do to add value to those in the rural area. Probably getting market stalls that we can build for them to encourage their trading activities in those communities. We're looking at 7 states, 1 per geopolitical zone, and probably additional 1 to one of the zones. So we're looking at 7 states where we will start such kind of projects for the market women. Again, we're looking at certain trades that our women are involved in, and so we can add value to what they're doing. those trades, petty trade, probably those doing beans cake and those involved in processing some food products.
So you're talking about, you're looking at the possibility of industrialization, looking out for some specific talent in the course of the projects. Is that what you're saying?
Not industrialization at the large scale anyway.
Okay.
Looking at what they do in the local communities,
okay.
To add value in their food processing process because of non-availability of storage facilities in those communities. And you agree with me that it's one way that we have lost values when it comes to storage, because you go to the local area, you find a lot of waste in terms of food, agricultural products. So we're trying to see how we can help them in processing those products, adding value to those products in the local communities. Again, it will add value to the women in the rural communities by entrepreneurship discussion with them, so that they can know certain traits that will be more meaningful to them. They can benefit from economic scale within that community. Again, probably a lot of values that we believe will be of value addition to our rural women, especially those within the age bracket that we're looking at for. Because, mind you, our target is to address challenges of the youth. We're looking at those within the age bracket of 18 to 35. So that we specifically not to deviate beyond that bracket.
The world of work is changing and everything is going digital. Are you telling us now that there's a possibility for the National Directorate of Employment to go digital so that you can have more access to the youth? And even the kind of businesses youth actually engage in recently are kind of skills that are tech savvy and the likes. So I don't know if ND is going to do anything in that regard.
Yeah. Everything is everything is changing. IT is is driving everything around in the world, and we can't be left behind. ND have to key in. If we don't key in now, we'll just be left behind. It will surprise you that when I came, the website was totally down. There was no website at all in the agency. But to God be the glory. The only thing that can help us key in our immediate short term was to have the IT sector up. And we've been able to design a website with a server that has been hosted with a Galaxy backbone. And we're using the IT to drive the entire project. The portal will be open for Nigerians to key in, to know what we are doing. And again, we'll be training over 30,000 youths. Part of the scheme, over 30,000 youths will be trained in the IT skills all over nationwide. So out of the over 90,000, 1/4 of it is dedicated to IT digital skills, because that is the way best to do, and that's what the youth wants to do. And so we're dedicating that over 30,000 to the youth and those within the disadvantaged community to benefit. A lot of IT skills will be passed on to the youth in the training, and we hope that going forward we'll be able to use our website and certain digital skills that we are doing to drive the process here in ND. Again, starting with this set of graduates, we hope to upload the graduates into our apps to expose them to the market. Those that take, for instance, Uber, you can use the Uber app to do a lot of stuff. So we want to have a dedicated app that way, where our artisans will be uploaded, and you don't need to go around looking for a plumber, a mechanic, those that can do some little menial jobs for you at home, but people have confidence that, look, if they can successfully go to an ND app to get their graduates to do certain skills for them, they are sure that one, there's safety, and someone coming to their house, of course, ND will not upload criminals on their apps. There's safety, there's a commitment, there's quality service that will be available, and it will come at a good cost to them. And ND is not a profit-making agency, so we're not uploading our graduates into that app to make profit from them. We negotiate directly with them and pay them straight. Nothing is coming to ND. All is just to create an opportunity for the youth, to provide that platform for them.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
And that's all we can take on today's edition of the program. Join us next week for a fresh edition of the show. I am Sharon Ijatson. Thanks for watching, and remember that labor creates wealth.